So I just got through finished watching this game with my son, and uh, Sherman Oaks drew up a play to win the game. I just want to set the logistics. It's 53-54. They're down by 8.5 seconds to go in the game. And you got to put this disclaimer out when you're dealing with kids. By no means am I discrediting the kid, but I want to use this to teach you guys how important it is to teach your kids screen and roll, no matter who they are. Tyran Stokes is the #1 junior in the country, and his coach drew up a play for him to win the game off screen and roll. And if you follow me on social media, I always talk about you gotta have at least 1 million reps of screen and roll before you enter your freshman year in high school, and I stand on that. But we're gonna go through Tyran Stokes' progression on screen and roll as it pertains to this play. Let's check it out. All right, they go into a handoff series, and Tyran Stokes is right-handed. It's not a bad play drew up, but you know they're going to load up on Tyran Stokes no matter what he does. Right? On the handoff, I would have flipped the screen and flipped it to his right hand and had this guy. Can you guys see my? Oh, you guys can't see what I'm pointing to. But anyways, we'll just go with what they did. Tyran Stokes gets a dribble handoff off screen and roll. Here we go. Freeze. They got the space. It's 4 feet. It's 4 feet in between him and the screener. You need 1 million reps of screen and roll, whether it's on the court, visual, I stand on it. This 80 to 90% of the time to win a game, it will involve some sort of screen and roll. It just is. That's just it's the most popular play. It's the most used play in basketball. Now he comes off the screen. Look, he's at the same height of the screen. He's at the same height of the screen. If he would have put his nose, his eyes, his belly button, his knees, and his toes on the basket and turned the corner sooner, he would have squeezed the defense sooner. Because look, he has 10 eyes on him. The young man has 10 eyes on him because he is that good. He is that strong. He is that athletic. He is not the -- kid as a junior by accident. Look, everyone is ignoring everybody else on the court. If you guys can see the strong side corner, he's lifted and loaded. He has no regard for the three-point shooter once he lays eyes. He has no regard for his man once he laid eyes on Tyran Stokes. However, if Tyran Stokes would have turned the corner and got to the elbow, you're going to see what would have happened. Let's fast forward. Let's move it one or two more frames. Freeze it here. Because Tyran Stokes did not turn the corner, he loses sight of 9 other people on the court. Now he has to spin. But in order to spin, you have to turn your eyes and your nose away from the 9 other players and the basket. So what happens when you do that? The pitcher changes. Now he has to pick up the pitcher. He's lost the pitcher. And what I mean by pitcher is when you're dribbling, you're framing everything. You're framing everything when you're dribbling, looking at the basket. Because he had to turn his back and spin, he has lost track of the movement of not only the defense, but more importantly, his teammates. Let's move it one frame, spin here. The play worked. But because of the lack of experience, the screener didn't go to the ball, and Tyran Stokes didn't come off tight off the screen. He came off wide, level to the screen instead of squeezing the defense. Guess what? The play worked. Even though Tyran Stokes did not run the play perfectly, the play worked. He has 2 guys wide open, but because he didn't come off the screen and had to spin, he lost sight of the pitcher. So now he doesn't know he's in panic mode because he doesn't feel it. He's Tyran Stokes. He's the best player in the country. He's not panic mode, but he's going up against the clock. And when you spin, you get anxious. When you lose sight of the defense and you lose sight of the offense, you get anxious. I stand on this when I say this. You have to have at least 1 million reps. I stand on this, 1 million reps of pick and roll before you enter high school. Now, Tyran Stokes spins. He loses sight, but as you can see, the play worked. He has two teammates wide open. As bad as he ran this play, he's open. But because he spun, he lost sight of everything. And look what happens. He spins and he throws it up. As you guys can see, it's 53-54, 4 point something. I can't see it. It's 4 seconds left to go. If he throws a drop pass, they win the game by 1. But he throws up, loses sight, didn't come off the screen, spun off the screen, and now he's stuck. And he throws up an anxious shot, and let's see what happens. The play actually worked, but they would have won. They end up losing this game by 1. They would have won the game had Tyran Stokes had the experience of coming off the screen. This is why when your coaches yell at you guys, come off the screen, come off the screen, do it the right way. Your coach is cursing you out intentionally to prepare you for this play. I am very, if you guys ever been around me, I am very anal, especially on screen and roll. My son is 10 years old, and this video is not about him, but he is well above average in screen and roll action. And I stand on it. And all 5 players, because now it's from the NBA on down, they run some sort of 4 out, 1 in, 5 out, follow the ball, screen and roll, cut opposite, screen opposite. They run that type of action, dive, split action on the backside, dribble, handoff, etc. Y'all better know how to play with the ball in your hand. And everyone, if you want to play at the Division I level, you better be an expert on screen and roll. If you are 6'2" and under, I stand on this. If you are 6'2" and under, you better have a you better have a double PhD in screen and roll. I hope Tyran Stokes gets this video. Y'all send it to him, and hopefully he learns from this. But this is a video for the masses. Get better at screen and roll, man. I'm going back to watch the Hoop Hall Classic. I'll be up all night watching high school basketball, but I really, really want to share this. And I'm going to repeat this again, because when you're dealing with kids, people get sensitive. I haven't seen Tyran Stokes play live. What I've seen, he's an exceptional player. By no means am I demeaning him. I'm using this to teach the kids, because they parents, they uncles, their cousins may watch the videos. Oh, you a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm just here to tell you, if the #1 player in the country is below average on screen and roll, and he's a #1 player in the country, that means you got a shot. And if Tyran Stokes gets better at this, guess what? He's going to be a 10, 15-year NBA player. Simply put, instead of if you're not great at this, they're going to throw you in the weak side corner. Y'all go ahead and have a great day. And Happy New Year's, y'all. Peace.